What if I told you that entire countries, places with flags, governments, and millions of people, might completely vanish from the map by the year 2050? Not because of war, but because of something far more terrifying and unstoppable. From drowning nations to dying economies and demographic collapse, these are the 7 countries on the edge of extinction. Stay until the end, because country might just shock you. The world is changing at a speed we've never seen before. Sea levels are rising. Populations are aging. Wars are redrawing borders. And some countries are being hit so hard, they might not survive another 25 years. This isn't science fiction. Experts from the UN, IMF, and climate watchdogs are already ringing alarm bells. In this video, we'll explore 7 countries that are at high risk of disappearing, geographically, politically, or demographically, by 2050. Let's begin with a country you've definitely heard of, but may not realize is already sinking. Country 7, the Maldives. This tropical paradise might soon be a memory. The Maldives sits just 1.5 meters above sea level. Scientists warn that rising ocean levels could completely submerge the country by 2050. In fact, 80% of the land could be uninhabitable within our lifetime. Former President Mohammed Nasheed once held an underwater cabinet meeting to bring attention to this very crisis. And here's the shocking part. The government has already started buying land in other countries, planning for mass relocation. The future of the Maldives might not be in the Indian Ocean, but as climate refugees in places like Australia or India. Country 6, Tuvalu. One of the smallest nations in the world, and possibly the first to vanish. Located in the Pacific, Tuvalu is a chain of 9 islands with a population under 12,000. It's already experiencing coastal erosion, saltwater intrusion, and near-constant flooding. Tuvalu has even digitized itself, launching a Digital Nation initiative to preserve its culture and government virtually in case the land disappears. That's right, a country preparing to exist only on the internet. Country 5, Japan. It may seem unthinkable, Japan, a G7 nation, disappearing? Not underwater, but from within. Japan has one of the world's lowest birth rates and one of the oldest populations. For every 100 people, only 1.3 babies are born. By 2050, a third of Japan will be over 65 years old, and rural towns are already turning into ghost cities. Without mass immigration or radical policy changes, Japan could face economic collapse, shrinking influence, and entire regions left abandoned. The country won't vanish physically, but its global power and identity may fade into irrelevance. Country 4, South Sudan. Born in 2011, South Sudan is the world's newest country, but it's also dangerously unstable. It's battling civil war, famine, corruption, and displacement on a massive scale. Over 2 million people have fled the country. Entire regions are controlled by militias. And climate change is worsening floods and droughts, making survival even harder. Experts warn that South Sudan could become a failed state, its borders swallowed by neighboring powers or left in lawless fragmentation by 2050. Country 3, Lebanon. Once called the Paris of the Middle East, Lebanon is now on life support. It's dealing with one of the worst economic collapses in modern history. The local currency has lost over 95% of its value, and basic services like power and healthcare are on the brink of total failure. Brain drain is massive. Young, educated people are fleeing in record numbers. If current trends continue, Lebanon may become ungovernable, with regions breaking off or falling under foreign influence. It could survive in name, but not as a functioning country. Country 2, Nauru. You've probably never heard of it, and that's part of the problem. Nauru is the 3rd smallest country on Earth. It once got rich from phosphate mining, but that boom left the land barren and toxic. Now, Nauru has one of the highest rates of diabetes and obesity in the world, and it relies almost entirely on foreign aid and controversial deals like hosting detention centers for other nations. Its economic and ecological collapse is so severe, many believe Nauru will have no sustainable future by 2050. Country 1, North Korea. It may look powerful on the outside, but North Korea is more fragile than you think. The regime is isolated, the people are starving, and the economy is in free fall. Sanctions, internal oppression, and a total lack of innovation have pushed the country to the brink. If the regime falls, or unification with South Korea occurs, North Korea could cease to exist as a sovereign nation. And many experts say, it's not if, but when. From climate change to conflict to collapsing economies, the future of entire countries is now uncertain. These 7 nations represent a chilling truth. Borders aren't permanent. Flags can fall. And nations can disappear. But with awareness, policy change, and global support, some of these fates can still be prevented. Do you think any of these countries can survive beyond 2050? Or are we watching history fade in real time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Which country surprised you the most? And if you want more deep dives into the hidden truths of our world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because the world is changing fast, and we're here to help you stay ahead of it.